What's up, you guys? I had a really great when am I making music, Pretty Black? Oh my gosh. We got a single out right now. It's called All I Want. And we got two singles actually. We got an A side and a B side. We got All I Want, and we have I'm Not Giving Up. I just posted I'm Not Giving Up. Right, I ain't got no filter today, y'all. I decided I was just gonna keep it real and let y'all know I need my lashes done and everything. You guys, I got a good one in. I got the blood flow going. I have to say, listen, y'all know how I be on here talking about how stuff is stressful, because it is, and how it physically manifests and whatnot. The other thing that hurts is working out. But guess what? I'm still going to do it. Because I'm telling you, I was hurting myself today. I said, well, damn. Thank y'all for saying I don't need a filter. I appreciate that. I don't think any of us do. We are who we are. Well, you know, occasionally it's cute to see yourself. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said not giving up was heavy. Yeah, I'm not giving up. Come on, you guys. Listen, y'all know me by now. Y'all know by now. If you don't know, now you know. I'm just one of them girls. I ain't giving up. When I believe in something, I go for it. That's how I got to Michael Jackson. That's how I got to Tyler Perry. You know what I'm saying? I don't give up on shit. Hi, Sire! What's up, baby? I cannot wait until we can work together on this stuff we talking about. I cannot wait. But you know, I ain't got to tell you, friend. We got dragons we slaying and whatnot. And baby, we slaying them. You know, at the end of the day, I'm just one of those people who believes that when you're coming from the right place, you can't go wrong. And I believe that if you stay focused on the target, which is truth, justice, and equality, and equity, and ownership, then you can win, right? So don't forget who God created me to be. Exactly. God created us to be something so much more powerful than money or status or any of that, right? You know, you'd be surprised what you can accomplish when you believe in yourself and when you believe in the tools and the resources that God puts before us all. You understand what I'm saying? There's a lot going on out here in these entertainment industry streets, and I've been telling y'all for years, if y'all been following me, you know what I'm saying? I've been saying for a very long time that, you know, we are up against some very dark, you know, if your soul is good, things will be well. Absolutely. And my soul is good. Anybody questioning that? I got news for you. All is well and all is good in this soul and spirit. And it is not for sale and it is not for compromise. I just thank God every single solitary day on my perspective. Hi, Gambia. Miss B, right. The streets talking now. Yeah, the streets talking. They've been talking for a minute, but see what's happening is that it's getting a little louder. The volume, pump up the volume, pump up the volume. I feel like a jukebox. Everything got a song to it. Right. We are going to prevail, you guys. Hi, my name is Kishora Sanders. I'm a big fan of yours. You can sing. Thank you so much. Yep, I can sing, and I thank God for that gift. And it's been too long since I've, you know, really dug in deep. And I'm actually wrapping up my workout. It was a good one today. I just said I had a real good one. I hurt myself today. But I'm just really digging into the music, you guys. I'm digging into the music, and it's funny because I you know, was listening to I'm Not Giving Up, and I just was like, damn, that's a good record. It's a good record. And we're actually on the Grammy ballot for, well, first round voting is over. I wish my husband stop scaring me with his driving. You know, he's East Coast driving. Y'all know what they say about them East Coast drivers. Someone said you sang, not just sing. Thank you so much. I get it from my mama, Helen Gilbert. Rest in peace, mommy. And that's the other thing that makes me very confident in everything I'm pursuing in this world and in this life. I know that I have some really strong, incredible angels on my side. You know, my mom, my dad, my Maxie, Jason. You know, it's a lot of people in heaven talking to God on my behalf. And you know what, y'all? Let me tell you something. You know, every time someone speaks out about adversity, even if you don't like the messenger, even if you don't like the tone of the message, even if you don't, you know, like that person was on a reality TV show that you believe was actually who they was, so you just don't like them, so you just don't want to believe it. You have to, right, Andrea, East Coast drivers drive fast. They be maneuvering over them potholes. You have to give a person who is willing to speak up for what is right, to speak up against, evil, to speak up against people who want to use and leverage our gifts and our talents, and not give us at least diversity, equity, and inclusion. You know what I mean? I just talk about this because I know how important it is for our people to understand how powerful we could be if we weren't deprived of our opportunities to own our intellectual properties. I mean, you guys, let's put this in perspective, okay? We about to have a little school moment. I'm going to try not to be preachy, but I like to give information. And, another thing is when y'all see me on some of these blogs speaking underneath some of these posts, the reason I do that and the reason I have to do that is because, unfortunately, I've sort of been labeled as somebody who really speaks truth to power a lot of times. So, I'll have almost 200,000 followers. The other day I was looking at my Instagram bugging out because I actually got 1,500 followers in the last, the last 28 days or whatever they show you. And 12 of them just miraculously just decided they weren't going to follow me no more. So I ended up with about 200 of the 1,500. And it was just really crazy because I'm like, it's really unfair. It's really unfair for people not to have access to the people who follow them. Like, that is just so foul. But at the end of the day, it's their platform. And of course, I don't want them to, reduce my reach even more. Whoever they are, whatever the algorithms are, we don't know if it's specific people or what. But I imagine that when you're a powerful billion-dollar corporation, you got a lot of influence in a lot of places. And if you don't want to hear what somebody's saying, you exercise that influence, which is why it's so important for us to turn on notifications, for us to follow WIRF, worthmedia.com, for us to share these lives. Please share, y'all. Please share. Because the truth is, we don't have the power to fight without each other, right? We need each other in each other's corners, right? We see how easy it is for somebody to snap their finger and just cancel people, right? And some people need to be canceled, right? Well, who am I to say? Shit, everybody should have the right to freedom of speech, but that's a whole nother conversation. But getting back to what I've been talking about, you guys, I get on this live and I just tell the truth. All right? I just tell the truth. I tell my truth. I tell the truth. I don't have a reason to lie. And it's interesting because I think a lot of people have misunderstood the point of this major L word. I'm not going to say the word, because if I say the word or the people that I'm in this with, then, all of a sudden my reach will be limited, right? But y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this major LITIG litigation I'm in, right? My husband's like, just say it. And that's the thing. You can't, as much as you would like to just say whatever the hell you want to say, you just can't. I think we all learned that lesson. You cannot just say whatever the hell you want to say. You have to be, you cannot. You can make the decision to do it. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. Honestly, come on, honey. I thought you don't be talking on these things. You just be monitoring me to make sure I don't be talking too much. Now you doing it. Right? Because what's happening is people around me are getting increasingly frustrated, and I'm trying to remind them that you don't have to have doubt. Doubt and faith can't coexist. And it's hard when you're human, you guys. This is the point I'm trying to make in this situation. When you're a human being and you're not perfect, it is hard to remind yourself that doubt and faith cannot coexist. You cannot be faithful and doubtful simultaneously. You just can't. Something is not going to get a percentage of belief. It's either going to be the doubt or the faith. You have to make a decision. So I've made a conscious effort to speak victory, which my name is Victory. If y'all look it up, Nicole means victory, baby. My mom and my daddy knew exactly who I was going to be when they conceived me. Victory. You get in his shoes, right? Victory. You have to claim victory. You have to know that, and it's so crazy. I think I can say this, occasionally I have the update call with my attorneys, and I'm very grateful that I have a really amazing, solid team of lawyers. They ain't cheap, but they're very supportive, and they're in my corner, and they believe in me, and they believe in my case. And, occasionally it is so good to hear that, because it gets difficult when you realize that you are up against a dragon of a company. But just like I go in the gym and I work out and it's hard and it hurts my limbs and I be breathing all hard and I be wanting to stop, that song in my head, I'm not giving up. It just, that shit just pops into my brain. And I just feel like, yeah, I'm not giving up, because tomorrow is coming. And any day now, I'm going to be victorious over phase 1 or phase 3. I don't know what phase it is, but it's one of the phases of this litigation that I'm in. And I know this because I know that I'm telling the truth. And that's the thing. When you're telling the truth, when you are armed with the truth, that is the reason why I suffer from TMJ, because I want so desperately, how they say, go tell it on the mountain. And, that's the human side of me. But at the end of the day, I have to be confident in my team, confident in my evidence, confident in my story, And I think that people misconstrue my intention in this situation, right? My intention is not to do anything but protect my intellectual property. It is to protect the preeminent business assets that I've worked on. You guys, come on now. Yeah, I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. I copyrighted this thing in 2004. Do the math. And I didn't just copyright it and then just sit it down and not do anything with it. I busted my ass year after year after year. Go ask the R&B divas. The Soul Kittens Cabaret was R&B divas. Y'all, Soul Kittens Cabaret is what kicked off R&B divas. I did a DVD with Fantasia Faye. Y'all know what it is. I busted my ass and we went in and we pitched it to Lionsgate because we believed that Lionsgate understood, because they were in the, they basically did a similar deal with Tyler Perry, right? Every deal that Tyler Perry, well, I don't know, allegedly, I assume we've all heard, not to bring him into this, but the fact is that he owns his intellectual property, and I admire that so much. Everybody wants to be like Tyler in that regard. All of us want to have the ability to own the intellectual properties and the stories that we create and allow those things to build generational wealth for ourselves and our families. You guys, I'm not a selfish woman. I'm not a selfish woman. I'm not a selfish individual. Every time I create something, it creates job opportunities. Oh my God. My phone blowing up, y'all. I'm sorry. It creates job opportunities, and it creates equitable wealth opportunities for other people, in particular for Black women who ordinarily wouldn't get these opportunities. You guys, look at my track record. I'm not no liar. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Tim Morris Lane, how you doing? Say hi to the family. I'm not a liar, you guys. I'm not a person who is out to get a bag. You know what I'm saying? Well, I am at this point, because I feel like I'm entitled to that, right? You know what I'm saying? I feel like, and for those of you who are talking about, this is something I really need to address. And y'all poked this sleeping ass bear. Y'all poked this bear when y'all, announced that there was going to be another season coming. And yeah, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. Why does that apply to everybody but me? I wrote and copyrighted a substantially similar, oh my goodness. I wrote and copyrighted a substantially similar story in 2004. Why do y'all think I don't deserve the opportunity to go before? I swear, if these people keep on calling me, why do y'all think that I don't deserve, some of y'all, because I see a lot of support. I see more support than people who aren't supportive. But why do people think that you're supposed to just sweep it under the rug or just not say nothing about it? Is that what we become? Have we become people who just are afraid to speak up when we feel like, we have been wronged? I feel like I've been wronged. And I don't just feel like I've been wronged because I saw something that kind of looked like something I created. I feel like I've been wronged because I went and I sat down with the very people who are bragging all the time about what a monster hit P-Valley is. The very people who are talking about how this is the most watched television program in the history of whatever, allegedly, or whatever it is that they're saying. The very people who go and brag about how they gave Katori Hall $100 million. They gave her $100 million for P-Valley. Those are words of an executive. I didn't make that shit up. So when I look every single day at blogs and Twitter and people adding me, and people are so upset because how dare you? We're telling stories of LBGTQ. I know! I created Tata Burlesque, who became Uncle Clifford. Period. So the story, the love story, Uncle Clifford inherited, I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. Tata Burlesque and Soul Kittens Cabaret inherited the club from his lover. We don't know where that story could have gone, right? I created in 2004, before what's the word they use now? Gender fluid or non-binary, before all those things were words and buzzwords and all of that stuff. I created a character who owned a club, who was a den mother to girls. The stories are the same. It's so much exactly the same. And that's not what I'm fighting for. What I'm fighting for, or the reason I'm fighting, is because I went to those people in 2014 before the lady put her play up. Well before she copyrighted her play. And I pitched the exact same story to the same people who making hundreds of millions of dollars. And black people on Twitter and everywhere else telling me, oh girl, just be quiet because Uncle Cliff and a little murder. Okay. What are you talking about? You're gonna make me get off my live talk. What are you doing, honey? Why are you disrupting my moment? Go on your own life. Because see, not gonna do that. Why are you doing that? These people watching everything we do. So now they gonna pull out you talking about Kanye and have some shit to say. We don't care, but there it is. But see, they did catch it. They watching everything. But back to this. Y'all see us having an argument. We've been married for 15, 11 years. So that's what we gonna do. No, we actually never argue. We never argue. Well, we have intelligent debates about, things that men believe that women don't. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you're married, you know what I'm talking about. If you ain't married, then keep your opinion to yourself. You understand? No, you can have an opinion. That's the whole point. Everybody has an opinion. We are all entitled. And my opinion of this P Valley situation is I deserve the right to go into a court of law and have my case heard because it's so similar. Right? And it's people who have an opinion who haven't even taken the time out to go to WIRFmedia.com and looked at the 47 comparisons on top of the fact that my story was copywritten in 2004. Her shit wasn't copywritten until like 2017, 2018. Why you wait so long to copyright it? Why isn't anybody asking her if I'm lying? She can say that. Why is there anybody? She can say everything else. I just want somebody to ask her some details. And I get it. She's doing what probably most people would do or be advised to do in this situation. Keep your mouth closed. But if somebody was calling me a liar and a thief, I would defend myself. I don't care. I'm not a liar and I'm not no thief. Period. And I'm not saying that anybody is. I'm not suggesting that anyone connected to this situation is a liar or a thief. That's the reason we're going to court. Because we're going to find out whether or not somebody committed a felony. Because that's what intellectual property infringement is. And the reason I get on and I talk about it and people wish she stopped talking about it. Imagine how you would feel, right? Imagine how you would feel if you were invited to someone's home to show them a piece of art, right? And then they said, oh, this is nice art. We like this art. Oh, and I like the title of this art too. And I like such and such. Okay, well, we'll let you know if we're going to purchase it. And you say, well, you know what? If you want to live with it for a minute and read the script and, you know what I'm saying? But now mind you, keep in mind, this is the other thing. I don't do dumb shit like go and pitch ideas without having them copywritten. And I was referred by an attorney, my attorney at the time. And my attorney at the time made me feel safe enough to go in and talk to the head of the company and pitch them this idea. I had no idea. There's always the chance that people won't like what you're pitching to them, right? When you're in Hollywood. And this is just the general statement I'm making. This isn't about any particular thing, right? When you go in and you pitch, usually you leave people with material so they can share it with the team, so they can evaluate whether or not they want to take it into development, so they can determine whether or not it's something that they want to pursue. What you don't expect is that you will look up years later and see pretty much the same exact thing that you pitched and left in their offices and had a conversation, pretty much the same thing as the #1 show on their network, and you asking me to not talk about it? stop it. Who does that? Not me. Not Detroit Nikki. Not Helen and Clay's daughter and Leonard's wife. I don't do shit like that. I don't allow somebody to piss on me and tell me that it's raining. I don't allow people to rob me of my opportunity. And I'm just saying, in general, not in specific, because I'm not saying anybody robbed nothing. I'm not saying nobody stole nothing. We're going to court for copyright infringement, so the 12 jurors can determine what they think. But you leave something with somebody, and then you look up and it's in a gold leaf frame, and it's got glass on it, and it's sitting up, and it's got the light hitting it a certain way, and it just looked like a whole different thing than that bare canvas that you gave to them. And they done flipped it and sold it for, I don't know, let's just pull a number out of the air. If they paid $100 million for it, maybe they expected that they were going to make at least $200 to $300 million. I don't know who would pay $100 million to make $100 million, but I'm assuming that if you go on record and say we gave Katori Hall, a first-time showrunner, $100 million for P-Valley, I'm assuming that you're going to have what you have, which is one of the #1 most viewed shows on the network. And then to think that I am not going to pursue a court of law for someone to determine whether or not these two substantially similar things that I copyrighted in 2004 and she copyrighted in 2018, that I went in and pitched to those very same people who have this show, that I'm just supposed to not talk about it. I'm supposed to listen to season 3 being announced and, everybody being geeked up about this hugely successful show and not have an opinion about something that I truly believe in my heart of hearts is a straight up copy of the show that I pitched. If y'all tired of it, unfollow your girl. Y'all be following me to say stupid shit. That's dumb. That just don't make no kind of sense. To follow someone to say something about something you have no idea you're talking about, because you haven't done what? Gone to WIRFmedia.com and looked at them 47 plus. Now we've even found out more information. Now we've even discovered way more stuff. Y'all gotta be careful about these emails, because you don't know what emails people got from 2010. You don't know what DMs that I didn't see that I actually was like, oh, let me, So all I'm asking in this situation is heightened, turned up as I am today. All I'm asking is that you understand. Somebody said, why you take down your braids? Because them shits was old. Tell them to stop the goofy shit. Hey, no goofy shit. Right, that's what I'm saying. This is business, you guys. At this point, do whatever the hell you want. Listen, to all those people who are watching, waiting for me to say some shit that you can send a letter. Listen, if y'all gonna send a damn letter to the people, we see how backed up these courts is. I just hope they stay as backed up for the other letter you send. And I know my lawyers are not gonna be happy with me saying this, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna stand back and be bullied. My husband like, chill out. I'm not gonna stand back and be bullied. And I'm not gonna stand back and watch somebody piss on me and tell me that it's raining. And let me tell y'all another thing, these people who think that I'm just out here just and I gotta remind myself, a lot of y'all kids, which is why I take the time to explain it. And those of you who are not children are really big fans of the show, and you really don't want to see your favorite characters in your favorite show. And I've said a gazillion times, this ain't got nothing to do with the cast. Those people are out here doing their job, doing the job that they're told to do. I'm sure all of them have been told not to address it, not to say nothing about it. I'm sure she's been told the same thing. You understand what I'm saying? I get it. But please understand that nobody just wakes up one morning haphazardly and decides to pursue a litigation against multi-billion-dollar companies. No idiot does dumb shit like that. Let me give you a hypothetical, right? And if they send me a letter, oh well. When I was in my R&B Divas litigation, a lot of people just thought that I just came out of the clear blue sky and I was like, I'm going to sue them motherfuckers tomorrow. That's not how it goes down. That is not what happens. Usually, or let me at least speak for myself, and pardon my animation and head movement and all that. I'm a black woman. That's how we be talking when we excited about some shit. But usually a person tries to amicably, look the word up if you don't know what that is. I'm not trying to insult nobody. I'm dead ass serious. It's a lot of young people. Meaning you try to do something in a way that everybody can kind of just resolve it, and it's not a big, ugly, nasty thing. I always do that before every litigation. I'm not speaking specifically about shit I'm not supposed to be talking about concerning P-Valley. But trust me, I don't wake up and just be like, oh, I'm suing them because that looked like something I did. No, usually you take the time and you spend a lot of time and you spend a lot of money, typically, trying to amicably, peacefully, quietly resolve disputes, right? You give every opportunity that you can. And y'all watching for the key words know exactly what I'm talking about. But I ain't said nothing I ain't supposed to say because I'm talking about R&B divas. And if y'all want to pull that dragon up, pull that up too. Usually with me, I go and I say, hey, listen, I created the series. Y'all done went and created a series called Hollywood Divas. That's the series I came in and pitched y'all after season 1 of R&B Divas. It's not fair that the company that I brought on board to produce the show with me gets an executive producer credit and they included in the show and Carlos and whoever else was on the show, but y'all not go, so let's talk about how we can resolve this without going to court. Let's talk about how we can sit down and look at the facts and the evidence and resolve it, right? That is typically how it goes, and that's a hypothetical situation purely. When you are going to battle with someone, you typically give them the courtesy of having a conversation before you push for litigation. You only push the litigation button when you've tried everything in your power to resolve an issue amicably. And I always do that. I always try because I understand it means that fans are going to be mad, and I understand that it means that certain people can't talk to you because they cool with them and they want a job. I see y'all too. Oh, please understand, everybody who has cheered the people that I am taking to task for infringing on my copyright list, on my copyright, I'm making a list and I'm checking it twice. I'm watching all of y'all, and some of y'all I know don't give a shit, but I'm watching every last one of you because loyalty is very important to me. And if you are someone who considered yourself cool with me, or supposedly my friend, or supposedly somebody who got my back, move and silence my ass. I'm moving loud and proud. Sorry, ma'am. All that move and silence shit, that ain't the world we living in right now. Move and silence. No. I'm moving loud, and I'm moving, and I'm letting y'all know every step of it, because that's the problem. People don't understand how important it is to share the truth about what you go through, whether I win or lose. You understand? I'm gonna win, but either way, you're gonna know what this is. And for those who are smart enough to process why I'm being so vocal about it, this is for you. But for those of you who think it's cute to be like, move in silence, just hit them with the wham bam. No, I'm fighting a fucking dragon. I'm letting everybody know all the time. That's what they want me to do. Now, I'm not going to do anything that's going to negatively impact my litigation. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to, I'm not going to, what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Oh my God, defamation, like all that stuff. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just telling you every single day. Somebody keeps asking what the hold up on the court. The hold up on the course is COVID, baby. The hold up is that, and let me be clear. I understand the judge has a lot of really important cases in front of him. And I was reading a situation where there was a lady, I think she was in California, and she's got mesothelioma. I would be joking about it. She got it for real, apparently. And she's suing some people, and she's 90-something years old, and they did a thing on the news like, we hope she gets a chance to see her victory. So I respect that there are other cases in front of mine. I respect the judge's timeline. At the end of the day, ain't nobody trying to keep this thing dragging on. It's just as a human being, it's just very difficult. And as a person that is a, public figure, it is also very difficult to just watch people talk mad shit that have no idea how important it is for us to stand up for each other and for us to stand up for ourselves. So look around, you guys. Every artist, every Prince, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, every artist, every creative, every black artist and creative is always letting y'all know how unfair and how stacked against us this deck is. And y'all just insist on beating people down and thinking people are chasing clout and calling people 111, I love you, Maxie, and calling people crazy. And we're fighting for us, you guys. We're fighting for us. I am. I can't speak for nobody else. Let me take that back. I am fighting for us. I'm fighting so someone else realizes that you don't have to sit back and allow someone to take what you believe is yours, that you have worked your ass off, the thing that could potentially help get a lot of people work and opportunities to share their gifts. I'm spending time suing folks when I could be dedicating that time to my nonprofit, when I could be dedicating that time and energy to producing new content. And for those of you who ask why I don't, I ask you, have you ever been in a lawsuit against a multi-million-dollar company before and tried to run your own shit simultaneously? That is not living in the real world, honey. Every resource, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, everything goes into this fight. And thank God I got people who have my back. Woo, because if I didn't have my lawyers and my folks who got my back in this litigation, it would be next to impossible. But thank God I'm moving to. And thank God I got people who are helping me through this process. Now, that doesn't mean it's not hard, because it's difficult. It is very difficult. We're not being foolish here. We are literally. I know I'm not stupid. I know who I'm fighting. Y'all ain't got to remind me of shit. But they should be clear on who I am too. And I'm a person who believes. No, I'm not shade. Why would I shade Nico? Why would I shade any of those people connected to this project? Except the ones I believe knowingly, and it's the key word, study up, infringed on my copyright. Yes, it's stressful. Of course it's stressful. I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like this shit is easy. That's dumb. Come on. But I'm also not going to point fingers and blame people who had nothing to do with it. And honestly, I'm not even pointing fingers and blaming, Lionsgate, Katori, Hall Stars. I'm not blaming any of them for anything. What I'm saying is that this is what I think happened. And I need to figure that out. And I need a judge and a jury, 12 jurors to look at them 47 comparisons and the fact that I went in there and talked to them and tell me what they think. Because at the end of the day, we all know that is the only thing that matters. What 12 people think about my story. And of course, I would like to avoid all of that. I'm not stupid. Of course I would. But what I'm not going to allow anybody to do is treat me like I'm untethered to reality. Treat me like I don't understand the value of co-ownership of one of the most successful shows on a television network. See, I worked with Tyler Perry. And I worked with the people who helped Tyler Perry start at the beginning of his career. So I've seen firsthand the benefit of ownership and licensing. And I ask, why, if I went in there and pitched my idea to you in 2014, you chose this one over that one? Now, the only thing I can come up with is maybe you didn't like my pitch. I don't know what about my pitch you didn't like, because the stories are pretty much the same. Only thing I can lean on is the fact that in my pitch, I was really adamant about co-ownership of the property. And ownership is power. And we, as a community, have to be prepared to fight for that kind of power. I don't want to be famous. I want to be someone who has the ability to help empower my community, because I have created intellectual properties that have added economic, socioeconomic value to my life. Not fame. That shit is a vapor. Look at Kanye West. Ownership is the only thing that Black people can count on to help change the trajectory and the situation in our community. Because that is something that is long-lasting, that is something that is generational, and that is something that is a part of our civil rights. So I'm not just fighting for a story at this point that I wrote in 2004 and copyrighted in 2004. I am fighting for the rights of creatives and Black people to have the ability to have the same success that Tyler Perry and other people who own and license their content. Now run tell that.